going to be explaining the problems of why every job should learn CPR and some ways to solve it. Let's pretend that you are just sitting at your boring office job and turn around. Bam, you see your coworker on the ground unconscious and time is running out and no one knows CPR. There are many jobs that require CPR. There are also many that don't. This picture shows of a kid that has collapsed that needs CPR. So today in my medical class, we have to be certified for CPR, especially since to practice skills at the nursing home we go to, we have to know CPR. CPR is important, and I know what it is like in a situation when you come across someone on the ground. Even though I'm in a nursing class and have to have it, you may never know when your classmates could need it, or if you are swimming in the summer and someone begins to drown. Today I'm going to address the problems of why everyone should know CPR and how to solve these problems. According to the article, Summer Safety, the top reasons everyone should know CPR and first aid by YMCA of Metropolitan Dallas. It is very common for people to fall or collapse from a heart attack and don't even know what is happening. This is a problem because time is running out for them. According to the American Heart Association, 70% of Americans feel helpless to act during a cardiac emergency because either they do not know how to administer CPR or their training has significantly lapsed. For an instance, your family member could fall to the floor or a child could drown, as said by the American Heart Association. About 88% of cardiac arrests happen at home, so most likely you will be saving the lives of a loved one in your family. Studies shown by the American Red Cross and YMCA's Before You Go state reasons of why learning CPR is so important. Drowning is the leading cause of accidental deaths for children ages 1 through 4. It only takes 1 minute for a child to drown. They also say only 6.4% of cardiac arrest victims survive because people witnessing the incident do not know CPR. They also say that over 200,000 people die of sudden cardiac arrest every year. If people knew CPR, we could save about 50,000 lives of those 200,000 deaths, said by YMCA of Metropolitan Dallas. From the Response Institute, their article, Who Should Be CPR Certified, is important. The American Heart Association help with this as well and have their own opinions on why learning CPR is important. They believe that even though CPR is not a requirement for every job, it is not an excuse for not learning the skill. CPRconsultants.com said, there is always a position in which you could need to use CPR. For an example, you could be at an office in New York and your coworker goes into cardiac arrest and not knowing CPR, and there are tons of floors, that time could be life or death for that person. They also believe anyone responsible for children, the elderly people, or anyone not fully capable of taking care of themselves should consider CPR training, as well as anyone in a position that requires them to be around water. Jobs that require CPR and why it is important for everyone to help the best they can. Some of the jobs include doctors, nurses, police, firefighters, lifeguards, and etc. They think any job that is in some form of danger should know CPR. People around can help too if you are swimming and someone is drowning and the lifeguard does not see them. Signal the lifeguard and do not try to do it on your own. Some solutions for this problem is the American Heart Association already has a law to protect lay rescuers from being sued for giving CPR for a stranger because you can break the piece at the end of the sternum off and injure the person too. But it is better than not saving them and having them die instead. They should also have a law that makes it to where every job should be required CPR because you're always around people. The second solution to the problems with drowning is if there were sensors in the pools that can sense when someone is drowning and not breathing, and signals the lifeguards would help too. They already have life jackets and floaties, but this would help someone if they do not see that a kid is drowning. You've now heard the solutions to help try to get everyone on board to knowing CPR and ways to help the people around you. In conclusion, if more people knew CPR, you can see how many lives we could be saving a year and having people not be afraid of performing it and just taking time out of their day to learn CPR properly can solve these issues. Please do not let fearing CPR keep you from learning it. One day a loved one could be in your hands and their life could depend on you. Even if you do not think you need to learn CPR, it is important because we are around people every day that are important in our lives.